Welcome to day 5 of the 100-day mindfulness challenge. My name is Miss Steer, and today we're going to be thinking about how we can bring a sense of mindfulness to our thoughts. Let's get straight into it and think back to Miss Steer in the orange coat who was taking a walk in the park. So we can see the pictures representing thoughts above her head. We've got a smartphone, we've got a PlayStation controller, we've got a spider, we've got a cat, we've got an ice cream, we've got a notebook. So that's all we've got really, this strange combination of pictures. I want you to discuss the following questions in your pause time. Number 1, what kinds of thoughts do you think she might be having? We've got the pictures, but it's up to you to attach a story to these pictures. Entirely up to you what you decide there. Number 2, do you think these thoughts are more in the past, in the present, or the future? And try and explain, if only to yourself, try and explain why you think that. Number 3, is her attention in one place or is it in more than one place? And how do you think that feels? Try and use your own experience here of when your mind might have looked similar to that or had a lot of pictures in it. How is it that you felt on that day or in that moment? So take a pause now to write, think, or discuss that, and I'll see you in about 3 minutes. I asked you to think about what kinds of things she would be thinking about, but the truth is that it really doesn't matter. Some things might be really negative, some might be really positive, some things she might be really excited about and happy about, some things she might be sad about or worried about, etc. There's a whole mixed bag of emotions and thoughts and feelings in there, and that isn't really the point. The point is that her attention is in lots of different places at once. It isn't in one place at a time like the other Miss Steer that was really present in the park. And because she's not really present, it's more likely that most of her thoughts will either be in the past, thinking about things that have already happened, or thinking about things that haven't happened yet in the future, because she's not really paying attention to what's happening right now in the park. So the key point here is that when our attention is being pulled to lots of different thoughts, it really doesn't feel very good. So if you think about your attention muscles a little bit like a person running on the spot, if you're only doing that one thing at once, then that's all you're doing. You're running on the spot or jogging. And that's hard work enough, really. That's enough to occupy your mind. However, if your mind is then kind of running in that direction and over here and doing star jumps over here and hurdles over there, then it's not going to be long before your mind gets really tired because it's just doing so much in so many different places. So we can use mindfulness to notice when our mind is a little bit like that, when it's running from place to place, and we can bring a sense of calm to it to get it to be a little bit more still. We're going to try one of my favourite meditation techniques. I call this a thoughts pop. All we have to do is keep our attention on the breath. So it's very similar to what we did Monday and Tuesday, but this time I'm going to throw in some extras. If your attention drifts away from your breath, which it probably will because we're going to be doing this for 30 seconds or so, I want you to squeeze your hand and release. And all that does is show that you are acknowledging I've drifted away from my breath and then I'm going to bring my attention back. So it's almost like your attention's a torch and we're trying to keep it in one place, but as soon as it moves, we bring it back. So it's just about catching that thought quickly. Okay, so I want us to have a go at this. So you need to be sitting comfortably, you need to be upright and awake, but nice and relaxed at the same time. And make sure that your chest is nice and open, that we're not restricting the breath. And when you are ready, close your eyes. And just notice your breath. and try and keep your attention there. Try and notice how high up your breath goes and how low down it goes. Get curious, and as soon as you're not in that place, squeeze your hands and release. And take a deep breath in through your nose, out through your mouth, and when you're ready, gently open your eyes. Of course, if you want to pause the video now and have a longer go at that, you are more than welcome to. If you are one of my regular students and you think you can do this for a few minutes, then by all means, go for it. It won't surprise you, I'm sure, to know that the Day 5 challenge is to have a go at the thoughts pop at some point during today. As always, set an alarm, ask somebody to remind you, and it's more likely to get done. You can do this for 5 breaths, you can do this for 30 seconds, you can do it for 5 minutes if you think you are able to, whatever you are comfortable with. Just remember, all we're trying to do is keep our attention in one place at a time and notice as soon as it's drifted away. We're trying to catch the thoughts early. We're not trying to change the thoughts. We're not trying to control them. We're just trying to notice when our attention has drifted. We're trying to build up those attention muscles. Of course, you can try out any of the things that we've done this week, the mindful eating, the breath, the mindful action, whatever you've got time for or feel able to do this weekend. And that might give you some really nice little mindful moments over the weekend. If you write it down, discuss it, think about it, that's also going to extend your learning. Of course, if you're an adult who wants to share how your students or children have been getting on with this weekend, then by all means share on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. My details are on the screen. And if you want to use the hashtag mindful100, then I will try and pick that up and respond to as many comments as I can. Thank you. Have a great weekend, and I will see you on Monday for week 2.